It's Saturday, you know what's up on the radio with the diva. 10:30 a.m. Gonna tell your friends that you on the radio with the diva.
You discover faith for the journey. I'm talking straight for the mission. Right here with Stephanie Dixon. Inspirational Diva. This one for all my believers. How you learning and living right here with Stephanie Dixon.
She has it all.
Real talk, real faith, real truth.
Got it all.
Got the news, got the hits, got the scoop.
Got it all.
This the Inspirational Diva.
You can only tell your friends that you're on the radio with the diva.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Stephanie C Dixon, the Inspirational Diva, host of the Inspirational Diva Show that you can hear on YouTube, Facebook, and on Instagram. This is Women's History Month, and so you know we interviewed Miss Nikki Watson on last week. We had a great interview with her, and she told about everything that she does. But today we have someone else that's just as special, and that is Miss Tawanna Fields. Y'all have heard me talk about Tawanna so many times. She's done so many great things, and so she is our guest today. She is the owner of Black Diamond Transportation, Tawanna's Creations, and more catering. It's so many. I don't even want to take up all your time to name and everything that God has blessed her to do. But she is an amazing mega entrepreneur, and so today we're going to talk to her for Women's History Month. So Tawanna, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. So tell us about Tawanna Fields.
Ooh, where do I start?
There's so much to tell.
Well, I'm a workaholic. I love to work, and that's one of mine.
She loves to work. She loves to laugh.
I love laughing, but I mean, it doesn't seem like work, but I just enjoy everything that I do, and it's like a lot of fun.
But they say when you love what you're doing, it's not work.
No.
Because you love doing it. I try to get her to slow down, but that ain't happening.
So, I mean, I'm 46 and no kids, no husband. And I've just been on this journey for 26 years now. Some of it I did, and some God just put in my lap.
Yeah, well, that's a blessing.
But the catering is my heart.
Oh, the catering is your heart.
The catering is my heart.
It's a little inside.
No,
thing.
it really is, but I mean, I really do want to retire catering. But my customers all want to be great right now.
Hey, that's a blessing now. That is definitely
so I'm still
blessing.
doing catering.
So tell us, how did you first initially get started?
Okay, so I moved to Dallas 26 years ago from Amarillo with $200 to my name. And I started selling plate lunches out the back of my car.
I used to buy a plate lunch for y'all.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was all over Dallas selling these plate lunches. And that's what led to the catering company.
Okay.
So,
That started it.
that started it.
That started the Tawanna Fields brand. So, Tawanna, with your catering, you have been blessed to be able to go to some shelters and cook for the women at the shelters and the children. So tell us a little bit about that, because you do community service work. It's not just about her working all the time for her business. She's in the community, and she's working in the community to be a blessing to others. So talk to the listeners about that.
The thing about that is what actually got me into the business, what blessed the business actually, is giving away plate lunches to the homeless every single day. I did that for 4 days. And then on the 5th day, God blessed me. So I've continued to do that, feeding people on the streets. And then about, it's been, 40 years ago, I wanted to go inside a shelter. And I had a young lady that was working for me, and she actually was working with the shelter. And I got hooked up with Hope Missionary. So now I'm giving to them and helping with the young ladies over there.
So what made you decide to just give the food away for 4 days?
Because I couldn't sell it.
She couldn't sell it,
I couldn't sell it, so I had to give it away.
Well, and you said God blessed you from that.
Yeah, and he the one told me to give it away.
Wow.
I couldn't sell not one plate lunch, and something woke me up and said to give it away. I said, give it away. And so I go and I tell my cousin, if you haven't followed the book, it's actually in the book, it talks about all that, but someone woke me up and said to give it away. And I said, give it away to who? I don't know. So I go in and I tell my cousin, I say, hey, something said to give the food away. And she say, no, we're going to eat the food. And I say, no, something said give it away. So I warmed up the food, and she took me in South Dallas, because I didn't know anything about Dallas at that time at 18 years old. So she took me under the bridge, and she took me on Martin Luther King and all the places in South Dallas. And I just gave the plate lunches away.
Wow.
And so they was looking for me every day for these plate lunches. So that's how it all started, actually.
So you talk about God. You say God told you to do this. And I know you talk about in your book, and we're going to talk about the book in a little bit, but you talk about in the book what happened when you did put God in it. So now God is in it. So tell me, how important is it for you to pray? How important is it for you to hear the voice of God and to obey what He tells you to do?
Yeah, you have to actually hear Him. Everyone has a different relationship with God. And people always ask me, well, how do you know what He's saying? And you just have to listen. And He sends you signs and all kinds of things to let you know what you're supposed to be doing and how to do it. And you just have to hear Him. You have to hear the voice. And He shows me all the time, every single day, on this journey, because I'm like in the streets every day, and it's sometimes it's dangerous.
Yeah. So you need that cover.
So He has that protection over me every single day, me and my staff.
That's a blessing. So Tawanna, this is Women's History Month. So who are some of your female influences, people that have influenced you throughout the years or have given you encouragement, or just people that you look up to?
Oprah is one of my biggest.
Oprah. Okay.
Oprah is like one of my biggest people that I do follow.
And why Oprah?
Because of how she started and where she's at today.
Yeah. Go getter.
Go getter. Yeah.
And
I like people that things are just not handed to you.
Yes, work for it.
You work for it tremendously hard.
Yeah, and she tells about that in her journey. And then also the people that she also has talked about, the people that didn't encourage her, the people that just told her she wasn't going to make it.
Yeah.
So I know you get that.
I know all the time. I did in the beginning. I did.
Yeah. So how did you handle it then versus how you handle it now?
See, I'm my own self person. I just block people out.
Wow.
Because I'm going to do it one way or another.
Okay. You see that? You're gonna do it one way.
I'm going to do it one way or another. I mean, I just don't listen to naysayers. It's just no.
So Tawanna, you have, as we stated before, you have a catering business. You have cleaning service, Black Diamond Transportation. TNF Trucking. She's into trucking, you guys. She's shredding tires. She shreds tire business.
Yeah.
Amazon, Airbnb, vending machines,
the
all
book.
of that. Then she has the book that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But with all those services, with the catering,
and they don't go together.
Just all over the place.
But
with the catering, who would be the one famous person that you would love to just fix a whole meal for? Oprah. Okay, Oprah. Somehow y'all.
I've done a lot of celebrities, but
I've
done a lot of celebrities, but Oprah would be the person.
Okay, so would she be like you want to cook? Clean someone's house? Oprah.
Someone's clean house. Well, actually, that dream did come true. I was one of the biggest realtors in Dallas. We do his make-readies now.
Oh, wow.
Tony.
Good.
Wednesday. He's a big-time salesperson.
Awesome.
So, like, some of the people that's on every holiday, those are the people that I was reaching out for.
And
so I'm actually...
See, she reaches for the big things. See, she has encouraged me in this manner. And I've talked about this. I have a group called Sisters Helping Sisters. We meet on Saturday. And that's what we've been talking about in our group. How sometimes we put God in this little box when He wants to just bless us with the big things. And so we have to change our mindset. Instead of saying, well, I want to do this little thing right here. It's nothing wrong with thinking big and reaching for it and going out there trying to do it.
You might as well go big.
Might as well go big or go home.
Yeah.
So that is really something that I have definitely learned from you being around you, is that we just got to go big. And it has really helped me to step out a lot on faith and more, and then also go for the gusto. Instead of thinking small, just think about, because God wants to bless us, and He doesn't always want to give us small blessings. We thank God for that, but God is a big God, so why do we put Him in a box? He wants to bless us tremendously.
And I'm a big risk taker.
Oh, yeah. And I know in your line of work, you have to do that. You have to be a risk taker.
Big risk.
So tell us about a risk that you have taken that may not have been so productive.
Miss T's Southern Cuisine. Yeah.
Yeah, and she talks about that in the book. That was a
Yeah.
restaurant that she used to own, right?
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
yeah. So
I had the money, and I didn't pray for it. I thought I had it all.
Wow.
Yeah.
And when you get the book, you'll know what happened when she thought she had it all. So, but
Well, it wasn't so much I thought I had it all. It's just that I thought I knew it all, and I thought this was it because I always wanted a restaurant, and it was beautiful, and it was everything that I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's certain
And
things
so,
you gotta do.
yeah,
Keep that.
exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta keep that.
Yeah. So, with that being said, you have your transportation company, Black Diamond Transportation. If you have not, we had so much fun on Black Diamond Transportation.
I had too much fun with Black Diamond Transportation.
If you follow her on social media, a lot of times she videos her rides.
Well, not all of them, but the ones that are just like extra. I like them.
We were extra, y'all. We put so much food on that sprinter.
I've never had that. I still haven't had that.
We had a whole restaurant of food.
A whole restaurant and tables.
So yes, and
Like, where y'all going with all this stuff?
So I know that you have been transportation for a lot of celebrities here in Dallas.
I have.
So other than
Even
Oprah,
outside, I mean, they come into Dallas.
yeah, but other than Oprah, who would you love to be in one of your luxury black cars?
Man, I just had him. I mean, I can tell you now, but I just had Patrick Mahomes. That was one of the guys I wanted.
Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, because I mean, I've done Zeke and I've done Dirk. The next person, gosh, I don't know. I've had Cedric the Entertainer. I've cooked for him.
Oh wow, Cedric the Entertainer. She's cooked for him. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Ho.
He's a rapper though, but
Oh.
his name is The Baby.
Oh, the baby. Okay.
I love The
yeah, I know
Baby. Yeah,
the
The
baby.
Baby.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
hey, with the word of mouth that people do with you, because I know you get a lot of word of mouth.
And next month I have some big guys that are coming in, so y'all might know there's some concerts that's coming up next month.
Okay.
And I do have 2 big ones that next month.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
See, you going for the bigger picture, and that is so good. But I was gonna say with the word of mouth, I mean, because I hear you when you say, you want to do something else, but people want you specifically to drive for them. She's like trying to do something else, and they're like, no, they want me to drive for them, and I'm like, Tawanna, you need to go lay down. They want me, but
And
I
had
know.
that last Sunday too.
Wow, because I know you were busy for St. Patrick's Day.
I know.
Yeah, and I know that it can get tiring, but you say you love what you do.
I love
So
it.
you may fuss about it a little bit, but she ends up doing it.
Exactly.
But she does have a crew, a staff
Yeah, I have
of
a wonderful
professional drivers
They don't-
that are so good. but that is still a blessing,
Yeah.
and that people see you as that person. No, I want to drive for me because you care about your customers.
Yeah.
You make sure that every time we get on one of your cars that you have like refreshments. She just has it so nice, and it is a lesson of professionalism that we could all learn from on how to take care of your customers. And you also say
Right.
you do it because you want to see the needs of your drivers, of your riders,
Our
those that are
riders.
riding your car. She wants to see the needs of them, so she sees it firsthand because she's the one that's driving them.
And I like to see their expressions when they get in it. Oh my gosh, this is for me.
Right.
It just makes me happy to see other people happy.
Yeah, that's good. Well, all right, everybody, we are going to go on a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to have more with our guest, Tawanna Fields, and we're going to talk about her book and so much more right after this.
Home Care Network brings healthcare in the comfort of your home. Our skilled nurses can cover everything that you would get in a hospital, from wound care management, pulmonary and cardiac care, medication management, and physical, occupational, speech therapy, x-rays, and more. Home Care Network has 3 locations in DeSoto, Rockwall, and Palestine. Visit homecarenetwork.com or on Facebook at Home Care Network TX. Home Care Network, the care you need in the comfort of your home.
Stephanie C Dixon, the Inspirational Diva, with my guest Tawanna Fields, as we are still celebrating Women's History Month. And so, with that being said, I told you I was going to interview different people, it's that, because, a lot of times, Tawanna, I believe that when we think of Women's History Month, we always look for the women that have, businesses and things of that nature, and that's good. But I also want to celebrate the at-home mothers, and the housewives and things of that nature. And so we're going to have some other people, and it may go beyond Women's History Month, but I want to be interviewing some other women that are doing some great things as well. But as we're talking about Women's History Month, it's a time for women to come together and celebrate each other. How do you feel about the coming together? How do you think we're doing now in this day and time?
It's still not where I want it to be. And that's the reason why I try to have these entrepreneur brunches, and I try to bring women together. But it's pretty hard, and I don't know why, but it's pretty hard.
And I've said before, this is such a great time for women, and it started with it started with the hashtag Me Too movement. And even though we know that started because of sexual inappropriate behavior, but it still opened the door because women began to be verbal and vocal, like they were saying, "Me too, I suffered." But it also opened the door to show the greatness that we have, to show what we contribute to the world, the skills and the talents that we have. I mean, look at you. Who would expect a female? There was a time when some of the stuff you're doing, especially the trucking industry, no, I know they don't.
Even the transportation people don't like
it. I'm sure they don't. But there was a time when there was like, a woman is, no, a woman can't do that. But now we've opened, they've opened the door to where we can just walk through and show everything that we possess. Right. So the skills, the talents, the abilities, everything. So women need to join together and let's continue to rise.
That's right. We can
so what do you think the divide is? Why do you think we have that divide? Let's just be honest. It's the Inspirational Diva Show.
I think a lot of them was just in competition with each other.
Competition, and that's always the key word.
Competition.
Yeah, we need to get out
and
of
it's enough money out here for everybody.
That is true. Because we always say, "What God has for me is for me." Well, then, if God has Tawanna doing trucking, if he has somebody else doing trucking, God's blessings for Tawanna are going to go to Tawanna.
Yeah.
Somebody else's blessings are going to go to them. So we don't have to worry about competition because God is going to bless us all. You know. So yeah. So what do you think about just the sisterhood of coming together as sisters and being there for each other?
Ask me this for real?
Yeah, because I want to know. That's what we do here. We want to know about the sisterhood because I mean, it's not.
I'm still trying to find it.
Wow. So I'm sure in your line of work there have been people that have been like, "Oh, this my friend, hey, Tawanna. But you found out otherwise.
Right.
I'm sure, because we've all experienced that.
Yeah.
We've all experienced that. So how do you handle that when you find out? Do you confront the person? Do you say anything to them, or do you just leave them alone? And I know they wonder, why she didn't call me no more?
Oh, they know. They figure it out.
They figure it out. Yeah, they know.
Yeah.
You know. You know.
Because my thing is, I sow seeds into all my friends. And when I'm not getting it back, it's the most hurtful thing in the whole wide world.
I can imagine that. Yeah. But,
so if we can't come together, then we can't eat together. You can't sit at this table with me.
Right.
You have another agenda.
Yeah. And I think so many women have experienced that, the other agenda.
The other agenda.
So they send their representative, kind of like when you're dating. You don't always everybody. I'm not gonna say everybody, but sometimes people don't always show their true self. They show their representative.
Oh yeah.
And then
a lot of people just try to come in just to get in to see what you're doing and how you're doing it and your connections and then they're gone.
Yeah. So let's stop that, sisters. Let's be true sisters for real.
Yeah.
I mean, like she said, it's enough out here for everybody. So what would you say to the young girls today? Their influences are different. What would you say to young girls today that's growing up in this world?
To go for it.
Go for it.
Go for it. Believe in yourself and just go for it. And keep the negative out of your life.
Yeah. So what about the young girls that may have had the rough upbringing and they just don't see the hope that somebody else may have? What would you say to them?
That's our job to step in
I
to
love
guide
that.
them.
Yes.
That's the reason I'm having this other youth entrepreneur brunch.
Yeah. We're going to talk about that too. She just had an entrepreneur brunch, and it was a great success. She had some great speakers there to help new entrepreneurs to start their business, and then to also just give current entrepreneurs information to just help them continue their business, because you have a lot of knowledge. You have 8 businesses, so you've got a lot that you can give. So yeah, we're going to talk about that brunch also, as well as the book. So what encouragement do you have for the ladies that are listening today, with this being Women's History Month? What would you say to encourage them? We've talked about, the fake sisterhood, and not always having the support. So what would you say to the ladies?
God is first in my life. You must have that to keep the bells and the whistles running on all this stuff.
Okay.
Faith. A lot of people, they don't have faith and they give up. Yet you must have faith. On this journey, I don't think I would be where I am today if I didn't have faith. I put everything in God's hand, and I believe that He's going to move on whatever I'm praying about or whatever I'm needing. He always shows up.
Yeah, and that's
right on time.
Always. And it's good that you said that, faith, because especially now, we're prayerfully coming out of this pandemic and everything, but a lot of people lost a lot of stuff, and so it can be very discouraging. But I think that's when our faith in God needs to just be even stronger, because He is not
But He's
forgotten
going to
about His
bless you
children.
with something even
That's
bigger.
it.
Because I lost it all. And now, at that time, I was at 3 companies, and now I have 8.
Yeah.
I lost all.
Wow. So since you're talking about losing it all, and you did, so tell us about this book. This is a book by Tawanna Fields. We didn't even tell you, she's a book author as well. Okay, so she has this book, From a Trunk to Owning Several Trunks, that you can get on Amazon. Okay, and we'll have that information for you to get. So tell us about this book, From a Trunk to Owning Several Trunks.
Okay. So the reason why it's called From a Trunk to Several Trunks is because I started out of my car. I had
Out the
trunk of a Honda Civic, and now I have several trunks. A whole bunch of trunks that I'm responsible for. So that's the reason why it's called From a Trunk to Owning Several Trunks now. And so it's basically about my life, how it all started, and where I am today. And I'm going to add to this book, so this is just not it. So there's more to come. But I had to let the world know who Tawanna Fields is and how it all started. My journey 26 years ago.
Wow.
It'll be 27 in October.
Okay, all right. So everybody, you can purchase this book, From a Trunk to Owning Several Trunks. You can go to Tawanna's website at tawannafields.com, or you can purchase it on Amazon. Okay, but get this book. It is very encouraging, and it just tells you, it's just some things that she's not saying now, and I don't want her to say it because we want you to get the book.
I want you to read the book.
We want you to get the book, and it is going to be very encouraging and very inspirational to you, just to see, because a lot of times people see people that are successful like you, and they just think, well, they got it made in the shade. They don't know their journey. They don't know what you've been through to get to where you are now. And she keeps telling you she lost it all.
I did.
And so, you'll see how God restored it back to her. So, but there's some important keys, some important factors that you have to keep in mind, and you have to keep it part of your life when you're doing what she's doing, because you can lose it all.
You can lose it all.
You have to stay focused on that one person.
That's right.
So you told the listeners about faith. Now tell us, what is next for Tawanna Fields? I know you're not.
Everyone's asking me that right now.
What's next? So she always doing something.
Right now, I don't know. I'm just really trying to expand Black Diamond to Houston and Austin right now.
Okay.
That's it.
Awesome. And also, we're trying to get the book out as well. So if you have a bookstore and you want, or just a place for her to come and do a book signing, let us know. If she's a speaker, she does motivational speaking, and she speaks to young people. So if you have a empowerment workshop, entrepreneur workshop, or a seminar, or a conference, Tawanna Fields, contact her at tawannafields.com. She can come out and she can speak, and she's just very encouraging. So she is available to spread her wings even more and to help you with whatever you have going on. She's that person to contact. And speaking of contact, Tawanna, how can the listeners keep up with you and how can they contact you on social media?
Tawanna Fields. There's two Tawanna Fields. There's a Tawanna Fields business page. And then you have, of course, from a truck to owning several trucks. Black Diamond Transportation. Tawanna's Ultra Speak and Span Cleaning. Tawanna's Creations with a K. Tawanna's Creations and More Catering. They're all on social media.
All on social media.
And then you can call the business line, the 214-994-5745 number.
And if you just look for Tawanna Fields on Facebook, it'll show you all of her businesses and everything. And don't forget, if you want to use her transportation company, go to blackdiamondtransportation.net. Go to blackdiamondtransportation.net, not .com, but .net. Okay, make sure you do that. So Tawanna, thank you so much for being here on the Inspirational Diva Show. We pray God's continued blessings on you and everything that you are doing. You're definitely an encouragement to everybody that comes across your path. So God's continued blessings to you. And don't forget that you can tune in to the Inspirational Diva Show every Saturday at 10 a.m. on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram. That's it for me, your girl Stephanie C Dixon. But before we go, let's do God's text message of the day. Before Sprint, T-Mobile, AT&T, or Metro PCS had text messaging, God had already given us the greatest text message of all, and that's the Word of God, the Holy Bible. So we need to find ourselves forwarding that text message out to others so that they can know what God has for them to do. And then you need to also reply to God's text message by applying it to your life every single day so that others can see God's good work in you. God's text message is, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. All right? Let that soak in. All right? Everybody, y'all be blessed. Until next time, see you later. And if nobody told you, remember, I love you, Jesus loves you, and there ain't a thing you can do about that. Until next time, y'all be blessed.
Home Care Network brings healthcare in the comfort of your home. Our skilled nurses can cover everything that you would get in a hospital, from wound care management, pulmonary and cardiac care, medication management, and physical, occupational, speech therapy, x-rays, and more. Home Care Network has 3 locations in DeSoto, Rockwall, and Palestine. Visit homecarenetwork.com or on Facebook at Home Care Network TX. Home Care Network, the care you need in the comfort of your home.